What? Oh my gosh, we're live and the intro didn't come up. Oh no! Today is not the day. Oh no! Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess that's gonna be my outro. Oh my goodness. Today is not the day, I
it's
guess.
putting it's putting us through it today.
Yes, yes. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to Web Wonders episode. I don't know because I always forget the number. But today is going to be interesting. Just ignore me right now and give a round of applause to Emilia. Look at her face. Hi, Emilia.
Hi.
Interesting start, is it not?
It's definitely the most exciting meeting I've gotten to be in recently is one where someone's in a car. So I love this.
That's awesome. We are working with the top cell phone on the, I don't know what that's called, where you hang on. But anyways, we are going to make this work, right? What's the phrase? The show must go on.
The show must go on. We got this.
Exactly. Exactly. So before we start, I'm just gonna say hi to everyone who popped in, and we have Will. Hi, Will. Great that you're here. Thank you so much. Adrian, magandang, mabuhay. Um, nice. And is this your first time being here on a podcast, Amelia?
Yeah, it is. It was my first
Really?
time.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow. So you are gonna get your name out there being on this show. So I'm very happy that you got to be on the show. But I have to tell you my experience when I first came across your YouTube channel. I was like, wow, she really knows her stuff. She's, as a new beginner in the hobby, I was going through your videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, the way she does it is so cool, and like your personality and everything is so bubbly. And then your intro for your YouTube, I was like, that is so cool. It's like very like welcoming and soothing. The music, I love it. So I'm like, I gotta get her on the show, but I don't want to ask her. It took me like a month to get to ask you. I was like, wait a minute, should
Oh,
I not? So then when you said yes, I was totally fangirling.
oh. I
Yeah.
when I got the message, I was like, does she mean me? I don't think she means me. I think she means someone else.
No, it was you. It was you. Thank you, Sammy. Yes, it is a beautiful thing, isn't it? The show must go on. See, there he goes.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so Emilia, why don't you tell everyone who does not know you where they can find you and what you're all about?
Yeah, so I am Eight Legged Babes. I'm on YouTube and Instagram. You can find most of my videos are on YouTube. I do a lot of 20 to 30-minute videos where I focus on different spiders I've picked up or rehousings or spider care. I have jumping spiders and tarantulas and velvet spiders and a couple other true spider species. And really, it's just kind of like showing off what I have and how I care for them and just kind of like how much I love this hobby that I fell into.
Awesome. And so, did you quickly see yourself wanting to be more involved in this hobby before even coming into it?
No, actually, I kind of walked the route that I think a lot of new keepers are following, especially like I think a lot of female keepers fall into this wheelhouse where
Yeah,
we used to be afraid of spiders and then started seeing jumping spider videos like 5 years ago.
right.
And after a few years, all I really wanted was just some pet jumping spiders. And then very quickly that turned into, oh, I actually really like this and I really want to share this because there's a lot of really cool people in the hobby. And then it just spiraled from there.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's exciting though. Like you get to see just the progression and the growth of your hobby. But so when was your first time thinking about buying a tarantula? Like, what was the questions that was running through your mind?
Yeah, so I got my first spiders were jumpers. I got them about a year and a half ago. And I did that thing in my head where I was like, okay, this is really cool, but I don't need tarantulas. I'm okay with just jumpers. I don't know if I'm really a tarantula person. And then I started watching more and more YouTube videos. Like I was watching Tarantula Cat, I was watching Tarantula Collective, I was watching Tom's Big Spiders, and I was
Yep.
like kind of forcing myself to see more and more tarantulas. And within like 3 or 4 months, I was like, oh, these are actually really cool. And
Yeah.
so I think about 4 or 5 months after I got my jumpers, I was like really getting the itch of like, I want a tarantula pretty bad.
Yeah. Was there one that you saw that you were like, oh my god, I need to have it?
There was, and I actually stopped myself and got a different one.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to a reptile shop near me, which sadly closed recently, that had a really great invert collection, and they had a female B. Emilia, which is
Yep.
still on my list. I still don't have one, and they're probably one of like my most wanted species, partially because they're just beautiful, but also because we share a name, so it's like I have
Right.
to have a B. Emilia.
Exactly.
And I went in and they had a full size female B. Emilia, and I was like, I don't need to jump right into that. And I was like, gonna leave. I was like, let's just wait and see how I'm feeling. And then they were like, well, if you want a starter, we have this juvenile AVIC. And I didn't really plan on like an AVIC or anything. And I was like, okay. And I took it home and I just sat there staring at him for like an hour, just like as he
Yeah.
like walked around the enclosure.
Hi, Pat. You got a fan here, Emilia. Say hey,
Hello.
Pat. Um, so you know what's funny? I am actually impressed when watching your videos that you with the scientific names you got it. I was like, this girl is a rock star.
Thank you. I definitely it's funny, I mentioned to my coworkers in like my real-time job that I keep spiders and I'll just ramble off names and they're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, whatever my brain is programmed for,
Right.
it's animal names. It's
Yep.
animal facts and animal names. I can't remember your like a coworker's name or an address or a phone number. I can remember a scientific name of a spider
Yep.
forever.
Yes. That's so funny. A few of our friends, I'm in a group, and we always make fun of how the ball python genes is easy to remember. Like we always argue, the ball python genes is easy to remember, and then the arachnid people, no, the arachnids is so much easier. Like we like bounce back and forth, like which one's which. Like if we had to have like a game show or anything, I wonder who would win. Like versus like who would win that.
I would actually love to see that because ball python
Yeah.
like morphs. I
Yeah. Oh,
struggle so much to remember which one is which.
for
And
which
I
one?
and I always have, even though I love ball pythons. I'm always like, I can't remember which morph that is.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Um, but so that actually brings me to my next question. Ugh. This is the thing about living in a state where it's full of potholes. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, yeah. But anyways, so when did you realize one wasn't enough
Oh
for a
gosh.
tarantula?
Um, Pretty quickly. It was kind of so it's funny. I had my jumpers, and then I actually before I got my avicularia, I got three different species of velvet spiders, three different Eurysys slings.
Yeah.
Um, and but everything I had and up until that point were very small. So I was like, okay, let's see if I can handle a tarantula. And I got my AVIC, and it was like a light bulb went off where I was like, this is this huge, graceful thing, and it's beautiful. And I just want to look at it all day. And I want others. And so I think I'm trying to remember when I got Hawk, my avicularia. I think around winter. So I think like early spring, I went back to the same pet store, same reptile store, just to see what they had since they had such a good collection. And I was like looking again. They had a different B Emilia, but it was still a subadult. And I was like, I just don't want to spend quite that much money yet. And so, and actually, it was funny. I had been in a live with Juice's arthropods like 2 days before, just like watching him prep stuff, and we were all asking him questions. And I was like, what's a species you would recommend? Like, what's a great beginner species? And he said, Gramisola pulchripes.
Yep.
And I was like, okay. And I went, and they happen to have a sling, a pretty good size sling, probably like an 1.5 inch. And I was like, done. So I brought home my G pulchripes, who is a complete angel, like absolute sweet baby angel, and it's out all the time. And I was like, all right, sold.
So the Gramisola pulchripes is Juice's bread and butter. He loves those things. Like, I do agree that is a good starter. I just feel like if I'm gonna pick any Gramisola species from that genus, it has to be the Gramisola pulchra. The
I
Brazilian black.
know. I know that was actually higher. I hadn't thought about getting a pulchripes at all. They weren't on my list at all. But yeah. I heard from Juice, and then I think it was a Tom Patterson video where he was like, this is like one of the most recommended from him personally, like beginner. And I was like, screw it, I'll just get this, because Gramisola pulchras are so hard to find that aren't like very expensive.
Yeah.
For just little slings. And so I was like, okay, let's just do it. And it was just like, I think I just got very spoiled right away with my first 2 tarantulas, because they were both so gentle and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. And honestly, knock on wood, all of mine so far have been pretty sweet. I have one like teeny tiny bit spicy one, and even he's not that bad. So.
Aww. And you know what, too? They're actually kind of difficult to breed, the Gramisola pulchra.
Are they? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to breed in that aspect. But that's where we have that impulsivity, where we're going to be talking about these tarantulas, how we can manage ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. And gross.
So if you hear birds, it's nice here, but
we're just going to roll through all the technical difficulties. We're going to get them all out of the way early.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep. I can hear you now. You're good.
Take a breather. Okay. So every time. Oh, now I lost. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me turn on
a little bit.
All right. Good. Can you hear me? Yes, no? If anything, just leave, come back. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah. It's a little fuzzy, but I can hear you pretty good again.
Okay. This is going to be an interesting show, isn't it?
It's, you know what? We're playing it fast and loose tonight.
Yeah. You made it home. Yes. Thank you, Sammy. Yes, we made it home. We're all good. That was going to totally slip my mind. I was going to forget to text you or to call you that I made it home. But yes, we are home. And everything is good. Okay, so now let's talk about this impulse. buying.
Yes.
Um, for you, how would you rate yourself when you go, like, either you're online and you're looking at tarantulas, hi Pugsley, or if you're at a store and you're just like, you see something you like and you, or even if you have a wish list and you
Hmm.
see it, what's your like inner thoughts? Like, are you, oh my God, I need that tarantula, or no, let me hold back. Like, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, so I actually have kind of a method I've put in place just based on like our current living situation because we're in a 1 bedroom apartment. And my partner is a wonderful man who fully supports my hobby, but he is not a spider person himself. So I want to he loves and accepts that I get spiders and he'll never say no, but I also don't want to be like our whole house is spiders now.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
actually have my kind of spider shelf is next to my desk and it's like 3 feet across and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 shelves. And I've basically set myself like spiders don't leave this shelf. This is the spider zone. You can only get enough to fill this shelf. And if
Oh,
you're getting slings, you have to plan ahead of the amount of space they're going to take up.
yep, because they're gonna grow.
Exactly. So I've kind of, there's been some wiggle room with a couple things where I'm like, I don't need any more. And then I'm like, well, I could fit some wolf spiders on there because they don't live as long as tarantulas. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and they don't take that much space.
Exactly. They aren't going to take up the same size as like my G pulcher peas or my G rosea when they're full grown.
Right.
So yeah, and it's worked pretty well for me. It's made me pause when I see certain things. And I've noticed this especially now that Palm Street is really popular, where you're seeing species be listed like back to back to back, and you're like, oh, I could get it for a lower price, or I haven't seen this species somewhere, and I have to think like, I'm good right now. I've got a full house, and it's also that thought of do I have enough, tarantulas and spiders where when I go to take care of all of them, am I, finding joy out of getting to see them all? Because that was the other thing of like, if you have like 2 or 3,
Hmm.
especially terrestrial, you might not see any of them for a while. So it's like, and do I have enough to see them, but not so much that it's like too much to take care of or anything. So
Yeah, that's true. So when when you're looking for online though, do you still feel like you have to have that certain species despite, like, for example, a dwarf species? Do you think that's something that you would be like, oh my God, I need to have it because it's a dwarf species that's not going to grow that big? Like,
I actually have that thought a few times, and I do have a pretty extensive like spreadsheet of, like
ooh,
species I do want one day.
yeah,
Um and I also kind of like when I think of dwarf species, I kind of do that same math of like, well, they're not going to be as big as the other ones. Or I look at like Hawk, like my avicularia, he matured out like 4 months into me having him. So I'm like, I'm not going to have him for a hugely long time. Like he's going to get a really good life, but his spot on the shelf is not going to be taken up for 5 or 10 years. So,
yeah,
and it's kind of that like making sure I have the space I need now, but knowing like in 6 to 8 months, I might have wiggle room. So especially I have a ton of baby jumpers right now. So it's also like as they grow up, I got to
yeah,
make sure I have space for them.
true. Wait a minute. You're a vicularia. Is it a pinkto, a vicularia?
Yes.
We don't live far from each other. I have a mature female. Do you
You
would
need a boy.
Yeah, I yesterday. My oh my gosh, my T elbow with two males, and they both got her.
Oh, that's
So
impressive.
if that species doesn't really have that much, so I'm guessing with those two,
Hmm.
she might explode her belly and be like, "Here you go. Here's like 500 or so. I don't know.
Here's way too many babies.
We'll see." So you get one, or you get a set 5. Oh, they get another set. So if you guys want some curly hairs, just let me know. I'm gonna give them away because they're curly hairs. So if you want them, contact me and I'll give you some.
Oh my gosh, that is, I do have curly hairs on my list at some point. So that was, they're very cute. But yeah, it's, if we want to do a hookup with our spiders, you let me know, because I think he matured out like 6 months ago, so he should still have time. But yeah, so
if 6 months ago, so he's probably already made by now like 6 sperm webs.
Yeah, I've watched him at least a couple of times. So
perfect.
He's so sad.
Oh man, we'll talk after the show.
Sorry, we have to do spider dating hookups after this, so that's off the show.
Yep. And behind bachelor door number 1.
Just like sticking out one little spider leggy, like.
That'd be so cute though, right? Like how I did with yesterday with the 2 males. I named them Roger and Riggs from the movie Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah.
I like to name them like from movies and stuff like that. But anyways, let's get back to the topic. Yeah, so mine, when I first started getting into hobby, my impulse control, I would say, started out pretty basic. I could control myself, but then after getting like 10, it was out the window. I was like, yeah, I need that, I need this, I need that. Give me some of that. So when was your that moment where you were like, okay, I know, the shelf has to be on a certain limit, but I need it. Do I need it? Should I need it? What was your thoughts?
Definitely, probably when I picked up a jumper, Johnson's jumper, way back in like last November at a reptile expo, and I didn't know she was wild caught, and I found out pretty soon after when I got a bunch of eggs.
Yep.
And I was able to give away her first sack, but her second sack I kept. And so it was that realization of like, okay, you now have, 40 babies. And I was like, I can't just, exponentially. And at first the idea was, we're going to try and give them away. And I was able to give some away. Haven't been able to give away as many as I would like, but it was that idea of, that was when the first time in my head, I was like, I need to plan for how much space.
Yes.
That being said, I still, like a few months later saw Hardcore Arachnids doing a sale. And I was like, okay, well, if I get slings, they're going to be really small for a really long time. So it's okay. So that's part of it too. I'm like, I think right now I have like, I think 12 tarantulas. Okay. And of the tarantulas, 1, 2, 3 of them are half an inch or smaller. And then another 3 of them are around an inch. So it's kind of in the back of my head, this understanding of like, most of these are not going to be taking up a bunch of space. Cause like I have a G Rosea and like B Classy. So it's this, they're not going to be taking up a huge amount of space for at least a few more years. So, but it's that like, I kind of got like nervous once I had 10 where I was like, I want to make sure I don't leave the space of the shelf, because then I'll have lost control of my impulse. It's kind of like if I keep it on the shelf, I will have kept my impulse in check.
Right. Limited. That's the
exactly.
But I think it's not so much the impulse if you start to contribute, should I or do I need it? Whereas, why are you needing so many tarantulas? Are you going to do anything with it? Are you going to, or do you just want them as pets? So those are the 2 factors that play in when that impulse starts to take over. Like, am I going to need it for this project, or am I just going to need it for a pet? So before we get into like that impulse, those are some of the questions that we really need to ask ourselves, especially newbies coming in because it's really quick to, it's easy to get, you know, those tarantulas right off the bat. Like you go to a store or online, you just click, yep, I want this one, or you go to the store, yep, I'm getting it. That's it. You know, it picks up later on.
It does.
Yeah. And oh, my best friend's here, Kevin. Ah, love you, Kevin. So yeah, do you have, oh, of course we kind of really answered this, but so your limit is basically based on your shelf space.
Yeah, I definitely have a long-term goal of we're, down the road, we don't know how many years, but down the road, the goal is to move into a bigger space, and the goal is to have a dedicated space.
Okay.
Theoretically, an office of mine that's going to have more space for more tarantulas. So, this is kind of a like, for now, we stick to the shelf. Hopefully, in a couple of years, we will have more space. And especially once I started my channel,
Yeah.
and it became a really kind of a bigger part of my life, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I think that was when I was really like, there are species I want and need, because I want them, they're on like my wish list, but also I want to share them with people. Some of these are species people don't see that often. Some of these are species that are like really beautiful, and I want to kind of show people how they grow. Like when I got my Carabiner versicolor was really exciting, because I was like, I get to show the color changes they go through. Same with when I got
Yeah.
my GBB. So it like you were saying, it went from that like, what are some cute tarantulas I could have as pets, to what are some species I really want to keep and share with other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really good thought that you have. Um, and coming with that impulsivity, you also have to think about, okay, what species do I need, or what species do I want? And will I be able to tell them apart?
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us to our sponsor, Fangdex, newest sponsor. Well, it's actually, she's been our sponsors for a while, but Fangdex app is going to be coming out pretty soon. They are incredible. If you have not been able to visit their Instagram, please do. Right there on the screen, Fangdex app helps you identify all tarantulas. Hold on, sorry, let me get this out of the way. So yeah, every website that you guys are gonna go on to, like for example, there's other apps that you can use. I strongly suggest you go to Fangdex, because they're in cahoots. I don't know for it, but with like AI generated to get you the accurate identification. Not only do you get the right identification, but you also get to personalize your pet's bio, your tarantula's bio. It's just amazing. So please, if you guys have not been on Instagram on Fangdex, please go like, follow, and share and tag. So if you want your next tarantula to have the best, go to Fangdex. And our other, hold on. Hi Jay, cousin. Not really, but he's Sammy's son, I think. Thank you. Okay, so our other sponsor that we're going to play real quick before we get to the game is right here. Okay, hold on. Ready? Okay, sorry. No, it doesn't want to play. No. Okay, I'm not gonna play it. Anyways, so you've seen the other. Hi Sam. Hi Samantha. It's Sammy's daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, they're a great family. The Vargas family, they are very amazing people, so humble. I really love them. Is that a jumper spider? Okay, never mind. I got distracted real quick. Today has not been, my mind has been everywhere. I've been full of excitement today, so I'm just hopping
that's
everywhere.
That's me with any family member now. I'll be talking to them, and if I see like a speck out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, I have to go.
Yeah.
They're like, stop, I was talking to you. It could be a spider. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Have you ever played that game? Who's mine? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, yes.
You ever
Oh,
seen?
boy.
Okay, so the games that I play is kind of like that.
Okay.
It's based on trivia. We love you too. Oh, we love you too. I love you too. Um, so the game is kind of like that, but for every guest, I do it based on their personality or just it's always different for every guest. So we have half an hour already. That's been really fast. So I put together these questions, but before we get to these questions, I have one more question for you. Um, and I wrote it down somewhere. Now I can't find it. But anyways, so I'm just gonna wing it. What is your dream tarantula?
Ooh, gosh.
Besides the bee Emilia.
I know, right? That's like my more approachable dream. Oh, it's tough because there's like old worlds that I really love, but I'm kind of that's another part of my impulse control right now is I'm like, you've only been in the hobby a year and a half. You don't need to jump into old worlds, especially with limited space. That could be a future project thing.
Start now.
I'm like, wait, hold on. I have to go buy something really quick. I'll be right back. Hold on. Somebody's calling. It's an OBT. I have to go.
Oh gosh.
Gosh. Oh gosh. Honestly, probably a Grammostola pulchra. Like I'm a huge sucker for, and I say this in my videos all the time, like big, chunky, beefy terrestrials. Like I just really love them. They're like little tanks. I love watching them bulldoze and rearrange their entire terrarium. And G pulchras are just, they look like velvet and they're just so beautiful. And I feel kind of like very basic because I know it's a species everyone loves, but it's like that's one that like would be a dream to have in my collection. And I'm pretty spoiled with Grammostola because I have the Grammostola pulchripes, I have a Grammostola actaeon, and I have a Grammostola rosea. So I'm definitely not like hurting for Grammostolas, but that's like the one. Although I will say my Grammostola actaeon is my spiciest of all of my tarantulas, which I didn't expect when I got him. He's the funniest one I have. He's very goofy, very jumpy, very fast.
Yeah. So the Grammostola pulchra is definitely on your list.
Oh yeah, for sure.
1 second.
Oh no. Oh.
No, nothing. I'm not doing anything. Just checking on something real quick. I mean, you know, when you're a tarantula person, you got to check on your babies, right?
Yep.
There's nothing to see here. We're having a little conversation. That's all.
Nobody look in the back of the video.
Yeah. I mean, if one person were to like come to you and be like, hey, I know you like this, or I know you've been wanting this, or, you know, there's this thing that I have in my hands and it's possibly going to a new home. I mean, would you mind taking this?
Oh my gosh. It's so cute just from where I can see it.
It's a little sling. I don't know how well you see that.
Oh my gosh, such a little chunky baby.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
actually due for molt. So, is it? Yeah, it's actually due for molt. So it's gonna grow, obviously. And if you say yes, it's going to molt for you and your kid.
Oh, are you sure? That's so sweet.
Yeah. Whenever somebody says that they want a Grammostola pulchra, my heart just sinks because I remember when I was in that place where I wanted Gram Solopocra, and they were just so hard to come by. And they actually are still a little bit. So anyone who says they need one, they want one, they have to have one. I don't care who you are. You have to have one.
Oh, you're the best. Okay, now I have to send my AVIC to you. Now we have to hook up our AVICs.
No problem.
Oh,
Okay. So, do you want to play?
yes.
Oh, no, don't cry. No.
I'm fine. I'm not crying over a spider. It's fine. Okay.
Like, I'm crying. No, don't worry about it. Okay, I've been wanting to play this game for a while.
Yes.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so if you do not know the answer, the chat is your phone in to help you.
Oh boy.
So if you do not know the answer, you just say, chat, help me with the answer. And of
Okay.
course, everyone is welcome to play. You just type in your answers and we'll see. So for our first question, Emilia, how many species of tarantula are there? A, 100, B, 80,000, C, 1,000, or D, 102?
I'm gonna say C.
C?
C. 1,000.
Yes, it's C.
Ooh, I got nervous because it was an even number. I was like, I know it's not 80,000. That seems high.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, God, my wish list is gonna get so much bigger. I didn't realize.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if you had like just a warehouse just for that.
Oh my God. It's basically like my dream is like the Tarantula Collective where he just has a space that's just for his spiders. I'm like,
Yeah,
the dream.
that would be awesome. Okay, our second question is, what is the favorite meal of a tarantula? A, mice, B, frogs, C, spiders, or D, all of the above?
Ooh, I'd have to say all of the above.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, the next are true or false.
Okay.
The list never ends. That is so true.
What won't they eat?
Right. Yes. Okay, Emilia, if you do not know, Ari and Jesse from Arachnids Anonymous, they are set out in Pennsylvania, right? So they're going to Gettysburg this November. I'm going
Oh.
to Gettysburg as well. But please, everyone watching, if you guys have not had the chance to visit Arachnids Anonymous, whether online or on Instagram, please go check them out. Go check out their inventory. They have a great selection and great what am I saying? Old world selection as well. Of course, New World as well. But go check them out. They're great people. I highly recommend them. They're one of my great friends. So go check them out. All right. Next question. Okay, so it's true or false type of thing.
Okay.
Hi, Sir John. We have this insider joke that I call him Sir John, and yeah. What's up? Hi, John.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, we can find progress if folks needed all captive bred. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Next question. True or false? Tarantulas can't regenerate their limbs.
False.
Yep. That's right. Can't regenerate their limbs.
They can. Thank God. They have too many of them. What happens if they lose one?
Yeah. The interesting thing about that is, of course, they can regrow it, but when they do for their next molt, they have like one long arm, one short arm. But then the next molt, it's like already the same size. That is the coolest thing ever.
It really is crazy that they're able to do that.
Yeah. Thanks. We can't wait to see you. I know. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see them. Reggie Urban Jungle. Hello, newcomer. Okay, our next question. True or false? Tarantulas are spiders.
True. Oh.
So when I looked this up, I was like, really? Okay, so
I was going to say, do they fall into their own little thing because they're not true spiders?
okay, so this is what Google said.
Okay.
False.
I'm excited to learn.
Yeah, so false because tarantulas are not spiders, although arachnids. Tarantulas fall into a different phylum where oh, okay, yeah. So you know how tarantulas, their fangs go up and down and
Yeah.
yep. And so even though they all have hairs, tarantulas are the only ones who actually have eradicating hairs.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, so that's their main self-defense mechanism. So that's what Google said, that it's false. The answer is false.
That's funny just because like hearing true spider versus tarantula, my brain was like, okay, well they're all arachnids. Those two groups are all spiders, just one are true spiders. And it's like, no, I guess, yeah, that makes sense because of their fangs.
Yeah.
They fall. I forget what the name is. I know it starts with an M, but they fall into like their own. Interesting.
Oh, megalomorph, I think.
Is that sounds right?
Yeah.
I almost got a lot of them right. I was gonna miss one.
Yeah. The more you know.
This is a learning podcast, first and foremost. This is educational.
Educational and fun.
Exactly.
Okay. Next one. Which tarantula is mainly a beginner's first tea? A. Grammostola pulchra. B. Pumpkin patch. C. Grammostola porteri. Or D. Curly hair.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with curly hair. Yeah.
Yep, that's the answer. Curly hair. It's so true. I mean, any of those on the list would be a good beginner.
I was gonna say those are all ones that I had recommended to me. But yeah, curly hair is the one that like on the tarantula subreddit, that's like everyone's first tea is a curly hair, which they're so cute. I get it. And they're very prolific. You can find them anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. Next one. Ooh, this is kind of personal. Ooh. Okay. If you, Emilia, were a tarantula, which species would you be and why?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. Probably, and this is another one of my dream species, but it's an old world, so that's why probably one of the Secotrin blue island baboons.
Monocytrophus balfouri.
Oh, I love them so much, the M. balfouris. They ooze like chill feminine vibes, if that makes sense. And the first time I saw one, I was like, oh, they're just all wearing like knee-high Chanel boots on every single leg. Yeah. And they're just looking fabulous all the time. And I was like,
they're bougie.
They're bougie. They're out there just like killing it every day. And you can keep them in commune. So they're just killing it with their sisters, just like, and I was like, that's what I would want to be. They're all just like posing. So yeah, that's definitely, I don't know if that's what my personality would exactly translate into, but that's what my goal would be if I was a tarantula, was to be an M. balfouri.
I think you fit that pretty well. Very nice. Okay. So the M. balfouri. Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they think of like something extravagant, they think of the M. balfouri, the H. pulchripes, the golden blue leg baboon.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, which is one of Ari's favorite. Yeah, I think those are the two that people, when they think of old world, they think of like the most prettiest are those two.
They're gorgeous. Well, and honestly, so many of the old world, especially like the Asian fossorial, honestly, so many of them are gorgeous, but you just don't see them. But like with the baboons, if I was gonna pick a baboon that was the prettiest, I would definitely say, yeah, I would say the Balfouri or the H. pulcher. The H. pulchripes are gorgeous. They just look like royalty. They're like gold.
Yeah, very gold. It's funny. Mine is a when it was a very small little tiny little thing. It was skittish. It ran. But I feel like mine has like a really spicy personality, and I'm like, you do not fit the H poker piece, standard at all whatsoever. Poker piece are amazing. Arison, old world, nice. My favorite, of course, OBT, but that'll be like my third favorite. So my first favorite old world is the Ceratogyrus genus, all of them, which is the horn. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with them. I want to collect all 10 and mythical number 11. All of them. All of them. I was talking with Tom Patterson last weekend, and he's like, did did you find the mythical number 11? Like, no. But he has mostly all of them. Mostly all of them.
They're incredible. And
Yeah.
I've heard they're really chill for old worlds too. Like very, very down to earth old worlds.
Yes. So is the A Azendami. They're also very, very chill. There's this one called the H Pacopus. It's also an old world. Is it the parachute legs? Oh my god. They are so cute. They have like all their legs are like really skinny with their hairs, but then they have these two back legs that are just parachute pants, like MC Hammer type, hairs. And I'm just like, that is the cutest thing ever. And
they got little sweatpants on.
Yep. That's basically what it is. But so then my second favorite is the Mira. They're a dwarf species, but they're also like fossorial. So chill. I love them so much. I have one, and like as I started to like get to know it and stuff like that, I'm like, are you an old world or a new world? Like, what are you? So chill. I'm just like, wow. But yeah, a lot of people think that old worlds are just spicy. Granted, they are, but there's some that you just need to get to know and just study.
I feel like I've heard that a lot, especially from like Tom's Big Spiders, the way he talks about some of his favorite old worlds. He's like, if you understand the care that they require and you provide it, they're gonna be chill. Like you give them what they, and he says it, I know a lot with OBTs where he's like, you just have to give OBTs the space and you'll clear up so many of the issues of them feeling the need to be defensive. And I think that's so interesting. And I feel like I'm kind of spoiled coming into the hobby at this point where there's so many people out there like Tarantula Collective where it's like, hey, like we have the knowledge because of how much time we spent in the hobby of how best to serve these animals, and we're going to share it with people. Like I feel like I'm spoiled. I came into like this wealth of knowledge where I'm like, oh, okay, I can just do it like this instead of like having to troubleshoot like a lot of people had to.
Exactly. Oh, hi Nick. RWO in the house. RWO for life. Thank you. So going back to the impulse buying and stuff, what kind of advice would you give people or newbies or just anyone when they want to start getting into the hobby and they see a tarantula and they're just like, oh, I need it, I have it, like I need to have it. Like what would you give? Like what type of advice?
I would definitely say like the thing that worked for me is setting yourself designated space. And knowing like once you have the spiders that fill it, you're done for a bit. But also I think setting yourself like a budget especially if you're going to an expo, being like, and I do this by taking cash, where I'm like, I'm only taking, you know, 200 in cash. So I can't buy anything past this.
Yeah.
Because expos, as I'm sure everyone in here knows, oh my God. Because you're like, oh, I've got what I need. And then you look at another table and you're like, oh my God, well, you know, I never thought I'd find one of those. And then suddenly you're $500 out.
That is true.
And so it's definitely like setting a space budget and setting a financial budget for yourself when you know you're going to be around spiders.
Mhm.
Oh, if I was like breeding and vending, oh my gosh,
Wow.
just having the clutch of jumping spiders, I'm like, yeah, I'll find them homes. And I'm like, no, it's cool. I'll just have 30 jumping spiders. It's okay.
Yeah, when you're renting. Wow, that's true. And then you get to see like the backstage of everything. And some people even bring holdbacks. And you're like, oh, they got this over here at that table, but then this guy has that. Oh, what do I do? That's gonna
Like,
be
just one more. Just one
yeah,
more.
one more.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Especially if you're vending, you're like, okay, well, I sold like 10 today, so I can take home like 5 from another table.
right. Like that shelf just it never stayed empty. It was always full.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Ari and Jesse, if you find one that you're missing and you don't know where it went,
Uh-oh.
don't ask me. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so where do you see yourself, going down the line in this hobby? Do you see yourself as wanting to vend or be a breeder or just be a hobbyist to share your knowledge?
That's a good question. I think for the time being, I definitely like for at least the next couple of years, I really just want to be a hobbyist and kind of expand my knowledge, because every new spider I keep, every new tarantula I keep, they teach me so much. And just getting to share that and just getting to experience that is really rewarding. And I also, because this hobby is really kind of on the upswing right now, I feel as a newbie where I'm like, I don't need to hop into vending or breeding yet, but I do want to get to know and be more a bigger part of the hobby and like get to know people like you. And yeah, I think just kind of more being a hobbyist for the time being and really just getting to like be a part of the community is kind of my goal for at least the next few years. And obviously like getting a bigger apartment so I can get more spiders, but
Yeah, I think you're right on the money on that one. More, more space. But you made such a great point on being more involved in the community, because a lot of people just jump in without getting to know people. They just
Mhm.
go in and be like, "Yep, I'm gonna make." Like the mentality is, "I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna blah." And that's not how you should start. That's not a humble way to start. So
Yeah.
I think you made a great point in getting to know people in the hobby, because then you can, share what you have, or they can share it with you, and that's what it's about, sharing.
Yeah, exactly. I think like any strong hobby and any good hobby is really about the community that's in it.
Yeah.
And especially in a hobby where you're keeping animals, like it's about getting to love the animals. And I've just kind of been an animal person my whole life. I wasn't a spider person until very like in the past couple of years, but it's like getting to just learn about them and then getting to share that with other people who love them. That's the reward. Like that's huge. And if you get to turn it into a business, that's like bonus. But yeah, it's definitely like hobby and community around spiders is really great, especially because it's like people loving creatures that aren't loved by a lot of society. And that's special. I love that.
Yeah. That actually got me wondering. So, what was your experience when you first saw a tarantula, or that you wanted a tarantula? Like, you weren't into arachnids before, but what made you want to?
Yeah, so I definitely was like, I had hopped on the train with jumpers. I kept jumpers, and I think anyone who keeps jumpers, it's that, especially if they don't like spiders, it's that moment of realization of like this tiny creature is looking back at me and like recognizing me because they're so intelligent, and you're like, I want to learn more about spiders. And so it was actually my first reptile expo up in New Hampshire I went to. I forget, I think it was the Molting Pot was a vendor there. And I walked by their table and they're so fun. And they had Brachypelma smithi out and they're like, do you want to hold her? And I'd never held a tarantula.
Uh,
I don't really handle my jumpers just because at the time they were so small and I was still getting used to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And
yeah.
at this time, I was like, I'm not a tarantula person. I don't think it's for me. I'm more of a jumper person. And the guy put the bee smithy in my hands, and I was just like, and I swear my boyfriend like saw a little light bulb go off over my head, and he was like, oh no.
Just put it right on you.
Yep, he was like, here. And it was just this like moment of she was so gentle. And it was like any little last bit of fear I had, just it was gone. It just disappeared. And then probably a week later, I was like, I need one. I
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah, that's the main idea of people that don't know, like, oh, it's gonna bite, or oh, it's gonna feel like this. Completely opposite. When they first hold it, it's like it's mind blowing experience because it's not what they expected. And so, Sammy, the bull python, the other day, I helped him get over that fear just a little bit, where he held it in his hand. He was like, "Is it on me?" Like, you don't feel it. It's so light.
Yeah.
The light ones, the not heavy body ones like a
Not the
Goliath.
chunky ones.
Yeah, but even then, even still, like, my Goliath bird eater, such a sweetheart. When I'm holding him, like, what do you weigh? Like, there's this giant thing, and like, what are you full of air? But it's true. Like, the more you get to know these animals, it's just mind blowing. And I
It,
wish,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it really is that like moment of like watching them and watching a big spider move, and it's just one of the most graceful things I've ever seen. And it was like suddenly it just erased the fear. And it happened with Hawk, my avicularia, watching him walk around. I was like, this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait, who am I?
Yeah, right. How did I get here?
What happened?
Well, it took over.
That's part of the fun of the hobby too. And I know, I'm sure you feel it because now I post about it on other social media. I talk to my family about it. And now people are coming to me being like, what's this spider? Or I used to be afraid of spiders, but I've seen your videos and I wanted to show you this picture. I got so close. And it's that joy you get to spread that's like helping people overcome their fears. And also it's making spiders in the world safer because people are less likely to kill them. And I'm like, that's the ticket. That's the best part.
Exactly. It is. It really is. And it's people like you that we get to enjoy it, because the more people get to show their humbleness, why they love these animals, it draws people in. So thank you for showing your love for these animals.
Thank you for letting me. This is so fun to get to talk about spiders. I don't get to do this very often with just my close
Yeah.
friends who are like, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Next subject. No. No. So how has been your experience now on Web Wonders?
Amazing. This has been so fun. Just getting to like talk spiders and about our favorite species. And I feel like I could talk about spiders with you for hours. So this has been amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm so happy, like, now I know, like, I can just go over and be like, "Hey, look at this," or we could just talk about it, and it's just amazing, like, getting to know you. So I'm honored to get to know you, and
I
well, for
know.
me. Meet you. Yes.
Yes, it's honestly, I'm so excited knowing there's another spider person so close to me. So thank you. Thank you for reaching out. This is great.
And I wasn't gonna. I was like, but yeah, I'm so happy too. I also wanted to thank everyone in the comments for joining in. You guys are awesome. Please, everyone, please go check out Arachnids Anonymous, and of course, Emilia, eight-legged babes. Look at that babe. Oh, please tell everyone where they can find you, and so on.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Eight-Legged Babes, spelled out. You can find me on Instagram at Eight-Legged Babes. I try to post every week or every other week on YouTube, and then throughout I post shorts of like feedings and stuff. So yeah, you can find all my stuff. I have a new video I need to finish making about one of my wolf spiders that isn't a wolf spider because I misidentified it. So
I know. I saw that video. I was looking at it, like zooming in. I'm like, I feel like it's a Tragrosa or something, but I don't know. Around here, we have so many different wolves and species. It's like, I don't know.
It's so funny. It's a grass spider, and I like did the video, and then I woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? I didn't think to check. What if it's a grass spider? And then I like opened my comments, and someone was like, hey, so I actually think that might be a grass spider. I was like, dang it.
It looks so similar.
The patterns are identical. It's literally just the spinnerets.
Yep.
And I had never seen a rabid wolf, so I just didn't. So it's a fun, that's part of the hobby is learning like, oh, it's a totally different spider than I thought it was. So
exactly. But you're in the right hobby and you're in the right place. Yeah. So thank you so much, Leah. This has been awesome. I loved it. It was very interesting at first.
We got through it. We got it. We're good.
The show went on and we succeeded. Yeah. So thank you everyone again, and we'll catch you in the next episode. And that is going to be with I got my book on people who's going to be on. And with Jamie, Professor's Pythons, next week. So she was just on Royal Caribbean last night, so go catch that replay. And also, was she on? No, yeah, so go catch that replay, everybody. And thank you everyone for being here, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, Emilia.
Bye.
Positivity's the choice. Why wonders where we all collide? Share truths we never hide, making you feel right inside. Where wonders don't take a ride. Lost our tips and lost despair. Knowledge flying through the air. Guests arrive, we pull up a chair. Bring your dreams, bring your flair. This is your moment to share. Why wonders where we all collide? Share truths we never hide, making you feel right inside. Where wonders don't take a ride. Lights come on, pulse in the air, we unite. Cold-blooded got 5 feet in the night. Cold-blooded caffeine, fueling the fight. Reptile crew got our backs tight. Thank you fam for keeping us all. CMB reptiles rolling with soul. Hold no soul, lifting our goal. Together we burn like burning coal. Elevate more fries in the show. Irresistible pythons letting it flow. Rhetoric crew, yeah, we watch them go. Indigo, reptile coast set the glow. Shut up feeders, we're shut out feeders. Under the rock, we're cold-blooded hitters. Ship your reptiles, make life better. South Bay reptiles, through every weather. Blue Tongue, Shaman, Blue Tongue Republic. Arc adventures, riding Republic. No fakes, no breaks, we're here to publish. Taking it higher, dreams embellished. Sponsors love through beats we rise. Showing thanks to that under the skies.